ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Greeting to all my beautiful people who have taken the time out to join. Thank you for joining us and for all the support that you're providing us and the existential support that has been provided by those that are seen and those that are unseen in various manners, um, enabling us to maintain our sense of presence. So presence and uh, is the fundamental um, uh, practice that one should be cultivating in every single moment that they have. Whenever you get a moment, to be present is better than to be lost in a fantasy. And why is this important now as we are looking at the theme? So we went back about a month and a half ago. We focused very much on the heart coherence, heart-based stuff, because it is a combination of different practices that help us go through beyond our sense of egoic self. And why is this important? The reason now it is important is because many of us will discover that things like careers, material objectives, positions, status, identities, all of those are now in the process of deconstructing and challenging. So, why is it important to cultivate that presence? Is so we can cultivate a level of detachment, or should I say non attachment? Detachment is almost like a forced attitude, but no, non attachment. So, what creates suffering? What creates pain for us? What creates suffering is the basis of our suffering is what? What would you say is the basis of the root cause of your suffering? Is it your body? Is it your emotions? Is it your mind? Is it other people? Is it the circumstances? So everything is changing, and again, as we anticipated, September would see the whole energy getting a little bit more tense and intense, and we are witnessing that with talks of new lockdowns, global changes. But the wonderful thing also that you see, which we've also been trying to identify and emphasize, that as one system is undoing itself, it's deconstructing, it's falling apart. There's a new system, a new awakening, a new awareness that is arising. And the wonderful stuff that we saw in some of the cities in the UK, certainly in London over the weekend, where individuals in thousands took it upon themselves. And you've got to admire the commitment, the understanding, and who and why are they doing this? The question is who and why are they doing this? For whom for? And to take that stand against really what is actually increasingly starting to be a little, what extremely well presented, well cultivated, well propagandized, if that's the word, um, um, targeted, emotionally driven, neuro-linguistically programmable narrative about you're all going to die and COVID just around the corner, it's going to get you, blah blah blah. To counter that narrative, it takes critical thinking. To believe something doesn't take much. There's no effort required. There's no effort required in beliefs, which is why religions thrive, because there's no effort required. There's no effort required to believe in anything. Santa Claus, believe in anything. There's no effort required. And our beliefs are really the blindfolds that we wear. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are. Your belief is effectively, or my belief is effectively, Now, this is a really important element because this is connected to what causes suffering. So, our belief can lead us down a particular path, and they can lead us down correct and true, in which case it's fantastic and we are confirmed in our belief. Or then this is hard to endure. This is hard to endure because we invest so much in the belief. So imagine that you have believed that, oh, I don't know, if you live in a particular way, you're going to go to heaven or whatever it is, that you believe that. And you have lived your entire life based on that belief. And then you discover that actually that belief to be incorrect. How and what does that do to you as a human being? How much of an impact can that have? And when our beliefs fall apart, we believe someone loves us and they betray us. We believe that we have a business environment or a friendship and they betray us. Love is betrayed. Belief is, business is betrayed. Relationships are betrayed. Now, this betrayal always hurts us. Why does it hurt us? This is the psychological element. Why does it hurt us? Because we invested in that belief. We invested, meaning we took it to be the truth. And so I asked the question at the start, what creates our suffering? Why? Because at this moment, so many people that we are certainly coming through the center itself, so many people are experiencing high levels of anxiety, being on the edge, confused, not knowing what's happening, restricted in their movements, restricted in how they communicate with one another because of the face coverings. So, and it's creating an environment. So if you just take a dog or a cat out of its environment or its normalized environment and put it into a different environment, it gets stressed. And the same is happening to many people. Many people. So how do we unstress ourselves? The meditation will do that. That's fine. However, I want to look at this belief and the investment in our belief system, which then becomes really the cesspit, I would say, of um, our suffering. Why? Because we try and defend our beliefs. We try and defend, and people will go and murder each other to defend their belief, to defend what they have invested in, even if it is wrong. Even if it is wrong. So, the question to ask yourself is now, under the circumstances that you're in, are you operating on a belief narrative? Or have you done some critical thinking for yourself? Have you sat around with someone? Obviously, that's restricted now. Spoken to someone, looked at alternative worldviews based on science. Actually, go into those who are advising. So, for example, let's look at the British government's SAGE, the Scientific Advisor Group. Now, these are all reputable scientists and with extremely well qualified, etc. But yet, we haven't had one scientist from the government's official platform, certainly in the UK, actually talking about how to improve your immunity, how to improve your internal defense system, how to make yourself healthier so you don't have to depend on the overstretched healthcare. So you don't have to depend and make other people carers for you. You don't have to depend on going into really long, convoluted healing and health processes within the health sector because you have a strong immune system. So it seems ironic that basic biology, basic ordinary standard biology, let alone degree level stuff or postgraduate stuff, in which case it's even more consolidated in your thinking. But basic biology tells us that the body is a self-healing system. You cut yourself, you keep it clean, it'll heal itself. Basic biology. But if we believe that it's not going to do it, we've got to go and get a mask on, we've got to take 10 tablets, we've got to do this, only then it will heal, then really we have invested too much trust in the belief. Right? So I hope I'm making this clear, that our belief systems are now starting to fall apart. And as they fall apart, and this is with the religions, just look at what's happening in the USA. Look at what's happening around the world. Just look at the fact, the absolute blatant coercion of populations. Just blatant. No one has the right to question it. And if you question it, you are labeled as a conspiracy theorist or someone who's lost their mind, and so on and so forth. So it's important to realize that those who have the ability or have had the misfortune, or I would say the fortune, of realizing that their belief systems can't be trusted. And normally this happens through a bit of pain in life, Once this happens, then we can take this position of non-attachment. You can listen to everything. You can read, etc., etc., but you reserve your judgment on whether you believe it or not until you have looked at both sides of the equation, because there are always two sides to everything. So now we have a position in which we can, from our cultivated meditation position, we can begin to see these illusions called belief systems that we all carry. So I began today kind of focusing on, what causes your suffering? What causes your suffering? And we've identified that our belief systems can, 9 times out of 10, are incorrect. What is it? Oh, I will love you forever. I will love you forever. It's a belief based on a sentiment. But the reality is it's never forever. Everything has a start, middle, end. Everything has a start, middle, end. And then it restarts again. And this is sometimes a bit hard to understand. How does it work? Well, one analogy by a very incredible human being today, a real philosopher and a wisdom seeker, shared this. And I thought this analogy was very apt. That the body is like a radio. The body is like a radio. And the signal is what we would consider to be consciousness, or an aspect or qualitative thing of consciousness. And the radio tunes into that signal and it becomes animated. That's what the body is. So when the body begins to disintegrate, what do you think happens to the signal? The signal still remains and grasps for the next radio in order to animate itself. So you can see this process of emerging, submerging from this oceanic space called consciousness, because everything rests in consciousness. Consciousness is existence. It's the existence itself. It's all that you see, all that you perceive, all that there is nothing other than different variations of consciousness expressing itself. And we have to see this as knowledge, and we can investigate this through our scientific understanding if you're so inclined, and you will realize that everything follows some kind of a template and there's a natural process. So it's a self-propagating system, Sai Bang, as Guru Nanak calls it, Sai Bang, that which creates itself from itself. that which is Qudrat, Khuda, that has this divinity and it is in charge of itself. And so once we begin to recognize this, either intellectually, we don't have to believe it, we can see it around us intellectually, and then when we experience these moments of silence and stillness and little glimpses, just awareness that allows one's subjective experience to have the quality of peace, tranquility, silence, etc., etc., stillness. That is the zero point from which so much can take place as we begin to recognize that, not through our belief systems, not through someone else's idea, but through our own subjective experience. Our own subjective experience. So, the time now is to recognize that belief systems, for what they are really nothing more than just illusions. We carry them. It's a story we believe to be true. Be ready and practice. Through your meditation, you will find that your mind tells you many stories. Those stories are nothing more. It is your choice to believe it or not. That judgment remains with you, provided you have the discernment and the awareness to see the story for what it is, right? So we can get ourselves worked up in real anxious spaces if we believe the stories that we're telling us, right? So realize that our suffering happens within us. The mind is the crucible of suffering. Once you understand how the mind operates, meaning at this stage we're looking at the cognitive thought processes, and you can allow yourself to step back, it doesn't have the same emotional intensity, and therefore you can observe the story objectively and discern whether it is something you want to go for or not. And hence, I will go back to these what I call very brave human beings who have had the courage and the integrity and the sovereignty to stand up for their truth. And as we began these series, to stand up for our truth is becoming prominent every day. So, whatever side you're on, my friends, make sure you remain in the center, for duality is both sides. And make your position neither this nor that, but the truth that speaks for you, not based on belief, but based on your experience. So, let us now see if we go back and revisit something that we've been doing over the last few days, few weeks, which is that just cultivate the ability to listen in this space, and now to listen and to sit in that space of quietness is going to be a hugely healing process, provided we make it something that we do regularly. So, as meditation, as you know, is vital and extremely essential in this moment. So, shake your back, make sure that your shoulders are a bit loose, your neck's a bit loose, and your intention. So, intention, attention, attitude. Three things for good meditation. So, your intention is simply to be present, and you're going to try and do that through through listening. You're going to try and do that through listening, and you're going to listen to the moment. There is also knowing what is happening. So there is a being and a knowing. Okay, hopefully it'll make sense. All right, so eyes are closed, and as you draw slow, deep breath in, notice how you can become present to your body. And again. One more time. Press your body. Notice anything in your body that's dominant. Take your time. And now, as you breathe in, bring your focus to wherever you're sitting and notice the sensations where your body makes contact with the seat. Okay? Now, bring this focus upwards so you become aware of your hips, you become aware of your pelvis. And as you breathe in, allow this focus to slowly move down your thighs towards your knees. Once you're at your knees, notice that you have awareness of your thighs now. As you breathe out, bring this focus further towards your ankles. Almost like the breath is taking this awareness down towards your ankles. At your ankles, becoming aware of your ankles as best as you can. On your next breath out, slowly taking this focus now to your feet. Becoming aware of the physical nature of you, the body. From here, move your focus down to the soles of your feet. From the soles of your feet, move this focus back to the seat, wherever you're sitting. Now take a moment to bring to your focus how grounded you are, meaning that wherever you are, you can't be anywhere else. The ground holds you. The space allows you to be. All that space around you allows you to be. The same air that's in front of you is the same air that goes within you. In other words, you can't be anywhere else. You are where you are. And you are fully there. Your mind may not be, but you are fully there. Now bring your focus slowly to your lower back. Scan it for any sensations. You're just sensing it. You don't need to label those sensations. You just need to become aware of them. As you breathe in, take this focus a bit further towards your middle back. Moving it up towards your shoulder blades. From your shoulders, move your focus down to your elbows. From your elbows, move your focus down to your wrists. Notice your hands. Notice the palms of your hands. Bring your focus to your eyes. First, notice how gently your eyes are closed. Now notice the darkness you can see. Now allow your eyes in this part of the body to soften. Bring your focus to your tongue. Allow it to soften. Notice the sensations on your tongue. Notice the sensations on the roof of your tongue. Inside your mouth. Allow your jaw to drop and relax. Allow your face to relax. As you breathe in, once again become present to your body as best as you can. On your next breath in, bring your focus to your chest. Notice how you feel within yourself. Do you feel settled or do you feel unsettled? Next, open your awareness and begin to listen to the sounds around you. Listening to the sounds around you. And we're going to exercise listening. Allow yourself to simply follow this bell as far as you can. Allowing yourself, listening. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose. Begin to notice your breath. Notice that your breath has four parts. There's an in-breath that comes in. There's a tiny little pause. There's an out-breath that goes out. And there's a tiny little pause. As best as you can, see if you can notice these four parts of your breath. Allowing the breath to breathe by itself. If you find that your focus has been distracted, disturbed by my voice or some other sound or your thoughts, notice the distraction, come back to your breath. Watching the in-breath move in, stop, out-breath move out, stop. Bring your focus to your out-breath in particular. Follow your out-breath all the way till the end. Notice how, with every out-breath, how you go deeper and deeper into this moment. Simply following your out-breath all the way till the end. Notice there's a tiny little gap at the end of your out-breath. before the in breath begins. See if you can notice that tiny little gap at the end of your out breath before the in breath begins. Notice that gap. Notice if the gap gets longer or shorter, going deeper and deeper into this moment, allowing ourselves to disidentify with our thoughts, with all form, simply staying with the breath. Notice how your breath feels now. Does your breath feel quiet? Does it feel loud? Does your breath feel long or does it feel short? Does your breath feel fast or does it feel slow? Does your breath feel warm or does it feel cold? Does your breath have a sound? Try and listen to the in breath as it comes in. Try and listen to the out breath as it goes out. Listening to the in breath as it comes in, listening to the out breath as it goes out. Listening. Listening to the in breath as it comes in, listening to the out breath as it goes out. Listening to the in breath as it comes in, listening to the out breath as it goes out, as best as you can. Trying to listen. Listening. 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 Notice the silence within yourself. Stay with the silence, stay with the stillness. This silence, peace, and stillness is your light. Your awareness is your light. It is through listening that we switch the light on. Notice how you feel within yourself. Notice how this moment feels for you. There is only one of you that's having this experience. Ik, singular. Everything around you is moving, yet you are still and silent. Unchanging in your awareness, able to experience this stillness through your body, through this form. No hate, no anger in this moment. The quality of timelessness. This is your form. This is your essential nature. This is the doorway to the divine. Allow yourself to go into the silence just for another few minutes. Take a moment to give gratitude for this time and space. Know that you are this infinite ocean beyond your beliefs, beyond your thoughts, beyond your form. You are that awareness, that light that knows and is. This is your healing. This is your medicine. This is your center. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose. Notice your breath. Notice that you're still sitting in the same position. You have sensations in your body where your body makes contact with what are you sitting on. You can sense your thighs, your knees, your legs, all the way down to your feet. Your back is straight and upright. Your shoulders, arms, and hands are comfortable. Your eyes are still closed, your mouth is still closed, your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. As you breathe in, notice you can sense your body. As you breathe out, you can sense your body. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. Your intention now is to gently come out of your meditation. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few long, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes and coming back. Thank you for joining. Have a fantastic week. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be peaceful, may you be safe, as ever. And remember that this is a moment now for trust and responsibility. So, may you live in the trust of your very being, and may you be graced with the responsibility of your moment in this life today. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.